Greetings, I am CrossKnights, and this is my 2,500 subscriber video. I thank everyone that has subscribed and watched my videos, whether you're relatively recent or been with me for a long time, thanks for the support. It's been a little over 2 years since I started, which is kind of crazy to me. And I've done a lot better than I ever thought I would. So, let's get to this. This is the question and answer video. There will be a link to my other question and answer video back when I was 1,000 subs. And a lot has changed since then. It's only been about 6 months. It was around April 13th, because, basically, I recorded part of it right before I lost my job, and April 13th was my birthday. And that's when I lost my job. And I recorded the third part of it after that, so I remember exactly when it was. And a lot has changed. I mean, I guess the biggest thing that's changed is that I haven't had a job. And also that I'm a partner now with RPM, so I'm actually getting pretty much all the money that I'm making to live on is from my previous job and from YouTube now. And I actually talked to, people said, are you ever going to try to get a partnership in my last video, when I was 1,000 subs, and I was like, no, I don't want ads in my video. It was mainly because I was completely convinced that it wasn't legal, which apparently it is as long as you're not doing it, through YouTube, because YouTube doesn't let you do it, but if you get a partnership, you can do it. It'd be a lot harder for me to live right now if I wasn't doing it, so, again, thanks for the support. So let me start here. There's a few people that asked very similar questions, so I'm going to try to pick through and just answer all of their questions in one bunch. Okay, the first is game requests. I specifically asked for no game requests, and a few people worded it in a way that it wasn't technically a request, but it's still kind of a request. So the first question, actually, Dark Sporling asked about Little Inferno. This is a game, it was made by the guys who made World of Goo. It looks very interesting. I believe it's a parody of, social gaming. I don't know if I'm going to play it. Maybe if it's really cheap, I'll buy it, but I'm not sure it's something that I'm going to actually LP, because the mechanics don't look that interesting to me. But it seems like a game that I might end up playing for myself. Okay, American Slime has asked about Morrowind. Admittedly, he said this wasn't really a question. I think he just wanted to post. So I can forgive that. I've never played Morrowind. I do want to play it, and if I like it enough, it is possible that I could LP Morrowind. But, again, no promises. And I believe Morrowind's a pretty long game. That means I will have to like it a lot. The longer the game is, the more I have to like it. Because, take Xenogears, that's been going on for 6 months now. If I did not like that game a lot, no way I'd ever finish it. And I really don't like to not finish things, if at all possible. Okay, Izorefs is fourth Kusin. I have no idea how to say your name. Did I mention, just in case you know, I have dyslexia. I can't read proper names all that well. I can generally only read words that I've heard and seen in text in a relatively short period of time to each other, because I have difficulty sounding things out. So I'm likely going to butcher names into little pieces of chopped liver. So prepare for that. He asked about Binding of Isaac and Faster Than Light. If I could ever find out a way to record Binding of Isaac, I'd love to do it. I actually bought it with the specific intention of LPing it, and then found out that perhaps does not record it. And any other type of regional capture program has not used a higher enough frame rate for it to be acceptable. Faster Than Light I almost bought recently. I was 5 seconds away from buying it because it was on sale. But then I pulled back because I'm just I have so many games with Black Friday, those sales, I have enough games, and I need to stop buying games. It's untenable. I just have to stop buying them for a while. So, I didn't buy it, so we'll see. Okay, and that was it for game requests. Somehow I thought there was a lot more. I swear there was more. Maybe people, watched the video again and deleted them once they found out that I asked not to ask them. And if that's the case, thank you. But again, I'm just doing that because I could seriously see, 100 questions that were just all, will you play this, will you play this, will you play this? And usually the answer is no, sorry. Alright, and as for the other question that was asked 3 times, I'll wait until I get to the first person who asked it. So, YTube, who I see on my videos for quite a long time. He's a pretty long time poster. Are you going to finish Super Meat Boy? Hopefully. There is one LP that I have not finished, as far as I know. I don't think there's been more than one. And that is Metal Warriors, and I didn't finish that because the last level was hard, and I stopped caring. It's a similar situation with Super Meat Boy. I do want to finish it, but I said right from the beginning I'm probably not going to do 100%. I actually said from the beginning I'm not going to do the Dark World, but I played it so much I got good enough to beat all of the Dark World except for Cotton Alley. Here's the fact. I don't want to play Super Meat Boy anymore. I know my timer is like 50 hours. That's a lot for a game like that. And if I get the drive again to play it, I'll play it, but I don't know when. It could be a year from now. But I do think I'll finish it one day. I kind of have to, you know? I got so far. It's just, if I wait for too long, my skills are going to rust, and then it's going to be even harder to go back to it, but we'll see. Me and Douglas actually have a tentative plan that if one of us can get Premiere or another actually good editing program, we're going to have a Super Meat Boy race. Like, we'll start in the forest and see who can beat it first, and then we'll transpose the two videos next to each other so you can see. But that's only going to happen if we can get, one of us can get editing software that'll work. So we'll see. I think that could be fun. Alright, Whiskey, another person who's posted on a whole lot of my videos. I know recently he's watched a bunch of my old stuff too, so that's cool. Do you always have 3 games on purpose? 1 short game, 1 long game, and 1 that's whatever you feel like at the time, such as Killing Floor or Team Fortress 2? I can't say that I put that much thought into it, but that's definitely the way that it's worked out for, like, at least the last half of a year. And honestly, a part of that, like, a big part of that is Xenogears. I used to only have 2 LPs running pretty much at any time. Xenogears, however, takes so long to make that I can't release it every 2 days. I had to release it every 3 days. That's kind of why that's happening. Once Xenogears is done, which should be somewhat soon, hopefully I can get back to, like, 2. I've played almost all of the, like, Super Nintendo games that I'm really familiar with and that would be quick to record. So I can't rely on those too much anymore. Games like Don't Starve, I can pound out tons of episodes. Awesome Nuts, I can pound out tons of episodes. Don't Starve, I'm waiting, though, because I need them to update. Like, I feel like I beat their little alpha already. But yeah, it might be switching back to 2 games. We'll see. We'll see what happens after I beat Xenogears, I don't know. The Emperor of Nothing. Have you played any indie RPGs lately? And if so, what did you think? Interesting that you asked that. I'm actually wondering if you're a person who sent me said indie RPG, because that... Anyway. Alright, 2 games. One, I've mentioned in Xenogears once. I'm pretty sure that's an indie game, right? Maybe it's not. Whatever. Cthulhu Saves the World. I didn't get very far in it. I liked the story. I mean, not the story. Alright, the story's... The story itself is BS. You just... Cthulhu loses his power and he needs to become a hero to save the world. But screw the story, the writing is amazing. The enemies that you fight are great. They're little parodies of other RPGs. The character interactions are wonderful. When you talk around town, it's great, like Cthulhu says humorous things. I love all that, but I didn't love the combat system enough to keep on playing it. The other one, and I haven't played it enough, and I feel a little bit bad about that, is another indie game called... What is it? Chronicle of the Dark Lord? I better look that up to make sure that's exactly... Yes, Chronicle of the Dark Lord, Episode 1, Tides of Fate. This was actually sent to me for free by some people that liked my Xenogears LP, which is extremely nice of them. I played, I don't know, I played about an hour or so. It seemed pretty cool. Like, I definitely liked the concept. The beginning was very, like, exposition heavy, and I'm not exactly sure what the end goal's gonna be, because... Well, I don't really want to spoil what happens in the beginning if you do end up playing it. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to play it, though, but it seemed pretty cool, and I definitely appreciate them sending it to me. And since it's called Episode 1, I guess there's going to be more. I don't know. Also, creepy thing, I had an RPG Maker for the console, which is terrible. Like, it didn't work well, that's why I stopped it. And I was making an RPG, like, about 10 years ago, and the RPG was called Tides of Fate. So that was a little weird, creepy coincidence. The cosmos is an odd place sometimes. Okay, now on to the question that has been asked in different ways, like 3 times. This is from Viper. In which situation would you show your face to friends? For example, would you do it for 100k subs, an amount of views, or never? Do you have anything like that in mind? A similar question was also asked by Trigger Figure. If you ever hit 1 million subs, will you ever do a blog showing us a plaque and also your face? A plaque? I don't know where I'd get a plaque. Would I buy it myself? I don't know. Okay, Black Ops Win and Fails. Will you ever show us your face? Okay, so that was all the times that was asked. I definitely don't really want to be recognized. I mean, right now, I know I could show my face, and no one in real life would recognize me. But, you know, one day it's possible, and I don't really want to. I kind of like just being identified by a voice. That being said, sure, if I get 1 million subs, I'll show my face. Definitely. Definitely. Because that'll literally never happen. The number of LPs that have, I know, is under 50 and might be under 10, but I can't actually like research that to know it. I mean, PewDiePie is, I think, probably the most popular LPer. He has 3 million subs. But even like Nintendo Capri Sun, extremely popular LPer. I think he has like 200,000, 250,000. Yeah, I'm never getting 1 million subs. It will literally never happen. So I can definitely say, sure, I pledge right here, I'll show my face after that. And I'm not saying it's never going to happen, it's just I currently don't really want to. Okay, Relic Die, who's been in a number of my videos at this point. Who was your favorite video game character? Now, I thought about this, and it's hard for me to... It was hard for me to pick someone who stood out. I mean, I like Chrono, but that's mainly just because of Chrono Trigger. Chrono's kind of a non-character. He doesn't talk. And the RPG that I'm playing right now, Faye, is a very complicated character. He has a lot of psychological issues. And I think he's a wonderful character. He actually has more psychological issues than, like, almost any other RPG character. Main character, anyway, that I can think of. And, you know, I definitely like that. I just wish, Xenogears has problems with it. Translation problems, and definitely the second disc story. And I feel like it could have been expanded upon a lot better. But had it been expanded upon to, like, maximum proficiency, he probably would have been one of my favorite characters of all time. I like Kratos, just for the raw, rip people in half factor. Like, he's just freaking great. He's just, like, gigantic testosterone ball it personified. He don't even wear shirts. I bet there's no circumstance where he's ever worn a shirt. I mean, sometimes they'll be, like, armor, but whatever. But, like, he just rips that armor. He doesn't need armor. He just needs, like, 2 bands of leather to protect his chest area, and then he just slashes people in the face. But yeah, I definitely love Kratos. That's pretty much all I can think of right now. There's probably answers, like, there's probably better answers that I'm going to think of later, but that's what I got for now. Okay, Yo Peaceable? How did you meet Douglas? This is a funny question to me because I literally have a video of the first time I ever met Douglas. I believe it's, Killing Floor number 4. There'll be a link to it, unless I forget. So yeah, if you watch Killing Floor number 4, you can actually see how I met Douglas. Okay, Deacon007. Are you... It says even, but I'm guessing it means ever. Are you ever going to give up the whole YouTube stuff? I hope not, but here's a question for you. Oh, is that not the real question? I asked if you were going to show your face, but that's okay, so he actually asked about the face, too. So instead, I'll answer your first question that I guess wasn't a question. I don't have any plans to. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this my entire life. I don't know if I'm going to be 70 and, like, doing LPs. But, I don't have any plans to. And I'm going to keep on doing it until it's not fun anymore. Or until I have a job that's so crazy that I can't do it. But even if that happened, I have a feeling I would still be releasing some stuff. It would just be vastly less frequent. Okay, GNU. How was your social life back in high school and middle school? I did not like school in general. I didn't like most of my peers. Most of them were complete jerks, as far as I'm concerned. But really, that's just part of being young. Most people are jerks. Sorry, people don't know how to express themselves. They don't care to express themselves without hurting other people. So middle school is literally the worst. If there's anyone who's actually young enough to be in middle school and you're having a hard time, despite what people like to say on sitcoms and stuff, it usually actually gets better in high school, as far if you're actually being bullied. I'm not saying all the time, it's bad to make generalizations, but almost everyone that I know that was picked on, everyone says it's worse in middle school than in high school, so it actually gets better then. Then high school, that's, like, during high school, I was actually pretty depressed. Like, I actually went through a stage of depression, and that's when my insomnia first flared. Like, my insomnia has been with me since I was about 13 or 14. That's when it first started to flare up, and it got really bad in high school. And I was extremely tired pretty much all the time. Like, I did not absorb a lot of the knowledge because I was essentially asleep. It would be like if someone asked you to go to school at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's how it felt to me. Like, in the middle of your sleep cycle, they want you to get up and start learning things. That's how it felt every single time. So all I wanted to do in school was come home and go to sleep. Generally, no one really messed with me or bothered me, but I think... One, it's because it's not as bad as in middle school, just in general, when you get to high school. And two, I started to look a little bit crazy and insane because I wasn't sleeping. So people didn't really want to interact with me much. I did have a little coven of nerds, though. A little geek coven. And I still hang out with a number of them today, and in fact, one of them is my roommate. Yeah, I did have friends, but I didn't socialize all that much. Because most of the time that I was awake, like truly awake, it was at night. Because I had a completely inverted sleeping schedule. So high school sucked. And anyone who tells you that that's the best time in your life, probably full of crap. It probably was the best time in their life, and they peaked, and it went downhill from there. And that could happen, but it was literally the worst time in my life. So there's this whole thing for, like, they say for, like gay students in high school, like, it'll get better. That is totally something that should be told to all high school students, not just gay students. Seriously, it gets better. Just get through that crap. It's very hard to vision your life when you're in that situation as being any different than it is now, but it gets better. And even if it doesn't get better, because again, I can't make broad generalizations, it will be different. Your life will definitely be different. So yeah, it's not the begin all or end all. Anyway, I went on a whole rant. The reason I spent so much time on that, though, is because I really wish someone had told me that. Because that literally the worst time in my life, and I got idiots telling me this is the best time in my life, and it's like, why should I keep on living then? Like, you do not tell people that. You can't make generalizations about other people's life you don't freaking know. But most people that I talk to that have had a hard time, once they get out, it gets better. So you have a better chance of it getting better than it getting worse. Alright, enough of that. Deacon, wait a minute. I just answered a question from you. You're only supposed to ask one question. But I'm going to answer it really fast. Have you ever been to California? No. However, there was a brief period when I just lost my job that I was thinking about moving there, because a lot of people from my town moved down there. The thing is, I'm pretty sure a lot of them moved there just to smoke pot, and I do not do drugs or alcohol of any kind. So that's no appealing to me. I do like that it's warmer there. That would be a reason to go there. I wouldn't want to go to, like, LA or something, though, because I don't think I could live in a city. But, no, maybe one day I'll be in California. But right now it looks like I'm sticking here. Alright, Metallica Man. If you were ever stuck on a desert island, would you rather be stranded with Agent 47, the Man, or Chrono? For those who don't know, the Man is a character that I created for Rebuild. I'm gonna have to go with the Man. Now, not Agent 47. I have a feeling he would kill me and eat me, so definitely not him. The only reason I would pick Chrono is because I think there might be a chance that Luca would rescue him with some type of time travel / teleportation device, and that means we could both get off the island. But that's just because of Luca. Now, if you picked Luca instead of Chrono, I would probably pick Luca. She would probably, like, bang coconuts at a rhythmic frequency, and it would rupture space and time, and then we would just leave. We might end up in, like, the Paleolithic era or something, but we'd have a good chance, I think. She'd probably control it. We'd probably go to, like, some utopian society and live there, and that'd be pretty cool. But I'm gonna have to go with the Man, because I'm pretty sure he could run an island. He could probably make that island a paradise with just him. He would probably have, like, a farming system, irrigation, outdoor plumbing, like, actually just, I mean, he could make indoor plumbing. He'd probably cut down some trees and build a little tree mansion. He'd probably have domesticated animals that he'd turn into, like, pig waiters and stuff like that. Like, the Man is an amazing person, so I'm gonna have to go with him. Little bit self-centered, maybe, because I created that character, but alright, Rat Boy! Hey Cross, which is your most fave video that you have seen from people sending you? And asks for help, what do you think of it? Okay, I think he's referring to... Alright, are you the person I think you are? I should probably check before I answer this. Yes, okay, yeah, he does, like, LPs of first-person shooters. I definitely checked out your channel before. I don't know how much of it I watched, though. But, like, oh, I need to repeat this again. Anyone who's doing any type of LPs, they need to be LPs though, can do a video response to any one of my videos, and I will approve it as long as it's an LP. And I can't guarantee you're going to get a ton of views for that, but you might get one or two. However, I generally, if it's the first time someone sends me a video, I might watch a minute or two of it, but I generally don't watch all that much. You know, I'm sorry. I actually don't watch too many LPs. It's actually pretty rare that I watch an LP, because whenever I have free time, I'm probably going to record or edit something. So I generally just, I don't have that much time to watch too many videos. But, yeah, it's spelt out in numbers 23, Rat Boy, and then in numbers 9-4 if you want to check out his channel. As far as other people that have sent me stuff, I know, like, Gear, who I played a Killing Floor video with recently, I know I've watched some of his stuff, and he sent me Shadow of the Colossus, and I definitely watched a little bit of that. But again, I just don't have the time, or I technically do have the time, but I just allocate it differently than watching other people's videos, so sorry about that. Okay, Crazy J Dude. What is the biggest mistake of your life? I actually thought about this a lot. The thing is, I've definitely made some bad relationship choices, but none of those, I feel like none of those are mistakes, because I learned a lot from them, despite any type of scars that I have to bear due to them. So, when I think about that, and it's hard to think of a mistake as not doing something, but I can't think of any opportunity that seems so good that I was just, like, too afraid to take. I haven't seen any giant gaping opportunities that I rejected, so nothing there. So really, the biggest mistake of my life, and this is kind of stupid, a few of my friends were going to do, like, this wrestling thing to practice, like, grappling and stuff like that. I did it one time, and my friend used this, like, ridiculous, like, ground grappling move where I landed on my wrist 4 times in a row. The 4th time, I severely hurt my wrist. I then... Well, it wasn't severe, that was the problem. It just hurt, so I knew I had to stop. And I just figured it would go away. It didn't go away. I didn't go to the hospital. I don't have health insurance now, but I did then. I could have gone to the hospital. They could have given me some type of physical therapy. Instead, I didn't do anything, and now I have a permanent wrist injury. And that was like 2006, 2005. It still can hurt a bit on some days, but it took about 5 years for it... No, longer than that, because 2005... It's really this last year it started to not hurt as much. So, like, almost 6 years to be somewhat normal. Like, I can do push-ups again. I couldn't do them before, that's how bad it was. Like, I can pull things, but if I push on that wrist, it hurts. Until very recently. But the wrist is never going to be at 100% again for the rest of my life. And that's probably my biggest mistake. Now, I gotta say, when I'm thinking about it, if that's literally my biggest mistake, either 1, I've gotten really lucky, or 2, I just don't take enough risks. Because it seems like at my age I should have way bigger mistakes than that. But really, I don't take a lot of risks. I've chosen boring over safe, I guess. I live in my head a lot, though. I guess that's the other problem. Okay, twice the mega power. I don't know about you, but Dino Crisis 441 sounds pretty cool. Play that one. That's a joke I made when I was asking for questions, so I'm not going to play that one because it doesn't exist. Incidentally, Dino Crisis is a game that does exist, and it was made by the Resident Evil people, but I'm not going to play that. I didn't like it enough. Mega Hahalo. This isn't really a request, but were you ever going to do another show on Die Tonight? Mega Hahalo is the one who sent me Don't Starve, so anyone who's enjoying those videos has him to thank for it. Should I say this? Okay. I think... You know what, I was gonna release this as a Facebook exclusive, but I kinda still wanted this to be secret, so you know what? No, I'm gonna do it this way. The answer is no, with a caveat, because technically I already have done another series, but it's not like the other series is. I'm in the meta The Oozing in Die Tonight, and a long time ago I started making personal Oozing In videos. There's about 4 of them right now. I'm actually due to make another one. They're hidden, so that only Oozing In members could see them. The reason I did this was so that I could talk directly to the Oozing In members. I wouldn't be worried about doing in-jokes that no one understood, because I wasn't doing it to a wide audience. I was doing it to us, to the Oozing In specifically. But I think I will post a link to all of those videos on my Facebook. So if you like my Facebook, you can watch those. Yeah, I think that's what I do. Otherwise, they're going to remain hidden, because I don't really want to release them to the public. They're the Oozing In's videos. They're personal videos. Also, they're not as good. So I'm warning you right there. They're not as good. They have nowhere near the amount of effort that I put into the other Die Tonight videos. They still take a decent amount of time, because it's just editing pure audio and pure video. And a lot of them don't even have video anymore. It's just my face, kind of, you know. But if you're really interested, I'll post a link as soon as I do this. As soon as I do this video. Yeah, they should be there. And if the list isn't there, call me out on it, because that means I forgot. But other than that, no, sorry, probably not. For the most part, I'm actually... the only reason I'm playing Die Tonight still is because of the Oozing In. And the magic that I had before just isn't there. I don't like it enough to spend that much time, like, crafting a story. I'm not saying I'm never gonna do it, but I'm saying I'm probably not gonna do it. So, Let's Plays with Sanchez. This is actually Douglas's roommate, who started an LP channel like a month or two ago, maybe 3 months ago. How did you get so many viewers? So, the first time I ever got viewers was about 2 months after I started LPing, or maybe it was even a month. And I played a game called Zombie Trailer Park. I beat it with relative ease, but I was looking at the comments on Newgrounds, and a lot of people could not beat the final stage. So I was like, I got an LP channel, I could beat the final stage. What if I do a tutorial for this game? It was a good move. It ended up getting quite a few views, like way more views than any of my videos had gotten. I don't know if I had even gotten more than like one comment before that, and I got a whole bunch of comments for it of people saying thank you. And I got like my first 30 subscribers that way, within like a month or two. So that was my first boost. And it was very encouraging just to keep on going. My second boost, and this is huge, was from Rebuild. And Rebuild remains one of my most popular series. I think I was actually the first person on YouTube to do a Rebuild video. And it's great, because I wasn't even going to do it, because I was like, no one's going to watch this. There's like no gameplay, it's just me clicking on buildings. But since I was the first one to do it, and the game got really popular, and people didn't know it was going to get popular, so not a lot of other people did videos after that. I was the only one for like a week or so. It got featured on Rock, Paper, Shotgun, an extremely popular, I think British, or it might not be British, I don't know, but it's not US and it's not Canada. I think whatever. It's some Europe site, but it's very popular gaming site. They did a little like blog post on Rebuild, and they posted my video in it because I did a good enough job on describing the basic mechanics at the beginning. And that got me like 2,000 views in like a day or two. And that's when I got my first like 150 subscribers. After that, my Die Tonight series actually got featured on the Die Tonight newsfeed. That, again, I got like 1,000 views from that. I got a number of fans from that. So, the answer to your question is zombies. Zombies is how I got so many viewers. Whenever I do a zombie game, I got a lot of viewers. I got lucky, to an extent, but I also recognized that there was a gap. Like, there was a place where there was an LP for a game that hadn't been fulfilled yet, and I realized that I could fulfill it before anybody else, and I did. And that's how it worked. That's how I built up my first base. After that, how did I keep on growing? Again, zombies. Plants vs. Zombies. That has almost 300,000 views. And again, I didn't do this because I saw that no one else had done it, but I did a Vasebreaker video, and there aren't too many videos that are just on Vasebreaker with commentary. And if you type in Plants vs. Zombies Vasebreaker minus the first video, I get most of my subscribers that see it, like, probably a few hundred of them came from that video, and are still coming from that video. A lot of people have come from Path of Neo, Vampire the Masquerade. So it's just, I've gotten so many viewers because I've been doing this for 2 years. I have over 900 videos, and I release content every day. So it's just, you just gotta keep at it. And the thing is, if you don't get any, like, even any type of early success, it's definitely depressing. And it's gonna be very hard for you to keep on going. Because you do feel like no one's watching your stuff. Like, I know how that was for, like, the first few months. And the thing is, you have to be okay with that. You have to be doing it... Here's really the biggest thing. You have to be LPing because it's fun, not because you want and need to get popularity. Because if you do that and you don't get that popularity right away, you're going to get frustrated and you're probably going to quit. So just keep on playing games that you love. Keep on playing games that you really want to play and commentate on. And despite what I just said about how to get viewers, don't just play games to get views. But yeah, just keep at it, man. And I'm sure I'm gonna break up. I'm sure I'm gonna break this up into parts at this point because I've been going on for a decent amount of time, even without editing. Fortunately, I got like 50 questions, I think, which is I'm glad I limited it to one question. All right, from Douglas and friends. How does it feel to have an obnoxious chicken post comments and derail your videos? No, but seriously. And again, I don't think he's ever posted anything that's annoyed me, so whatever. But seriously, what have you had the most fun doing recently? Let's playing, editing, real-life stuff, any of that juicy crap. Have I done anything? Since I've moved into this new house, I've had a lot of fun doing, like, card games and stuff with my roommates. My roommates are awesome, by the way. And again, one of them I've known since high school. And the other one is his girlfriend, and they're both really cool people, and they're both complete nerds. And they both helped me out with LPs, because I had a lot... They don't really play console games anymore. But, one of my roommates had a pretty extensive, RPG collection. She actually had Xenogears also, which is great. Like, if I had Xenogears before, I would have had it now, because she had it. And the other one has Hulk and God of War, which I already played Hulk, I'll probably be playing God of War. He also lent me that first video card that I had. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing stuff with them. There's a bunch of co-op stuff that I've had a lot of fun with. Killing Floor definitely can be, like, really fun. But Awesome Nuts. I'm having so much fun with Awesome Nuts. It's ridiculous. Me, Companion, and Relic Tie have actually been playing a lot, and we've got a decent amount of teamwork going. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, other real-life stuff, I don't know. I don't really know. It's winter. I have been averse to leaving the house. The winter's kind of kicking my ass right now. So a lot of the stuff that I've been doing has been inside in the warmth. Another reason that I guess I should move to California. Okay, this is from Miguel Broto. I think that's his Google Plus account, so that I'm guessing that's his actual name. I'm sorry, I know that's not how you say your name. What system do you use for recording videos? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Do you mean, like, what program? If you mean what program, it's Fraps and a capture card that is terrible that no one should use. So Fraps, I use that to, if it's a PC game, it's probably being recorded with Fraps. And Fraps is a great program. Okay, this is from Thymus George, I think. Sorry I haven't gotten around to saying so, but happy way late birthday. I'm sorry to hear that you lost your job on that day. I hope everything worked out for you in the better. That means he actually watched my 1000 sub video where someone in the first part asked me what I did for my job, and I talked about how I really liked my job, but I probably wasn't going to have it for much longer. And then on my next part, I was like, I lost my job. And it was my birthday that I found it. That was literally probably my worst birthday ever that I can remember. Because I found, like, first thing, I went to work and found out I was going to lose my job. And I knew it was happening, but just to actually just hear it was just like, I was done. That day was over. There was no salvaging that birthday after that. And my boss, when he found out it was my birthday, felt really bad. Like, he might have actually waited to tell me if he knew. Anyway, as for his question, what is the nickname/name that you like being called the most? Cross. I like Cross. If it's a chat room, I'm totally cool with CK also. That's what the Oozing In calls me. And if you have time for another question, is there a tip you would recommend for someone who has terrible motivational skills? Now, again, I only wanted people to ask one question, but I kind of want to answer this. Because I have terrible motivational skills, unless I'm passionate about something. Now, I've talked to people that have terrible motivational skills, even if they are passionate about something, and I'm sorry I don't have a lot of advice for you. Because I don't know how that is. If I'm not interested in something, it is very hard for me to do it. But if you can find a way to make it fun, that's always good. If it's something that doesn't require you to listen to something, music helps. If it's something that doesn't require a lot of concentration, audiobooks or podcasts help. It's basically listen to an audiobook or a podcast if what you're doing is terrible and you want to be taken out of the situation a little bit. Like hard work, like manual labor. Listen to podcasts. If you want to enhance the experience, say you're doing graphic design or something, this is for walking also. Play music. Music enhances, audiobooks and podcasts distract. At least that's how I look at it. As far as for something you are passionate about, but it seems daunting or you just don't know how to go about it, for me, like, I found ways to, like, make it into, like, a thing that other people could see, because if you get other people interested in, like, projects or anything, and they actually give you feedback, it will encourage you to keep on going. I wanted to get better at drawing, and I was bad at drawing, so I decided I'm going to draw something every 4 days, minimum, and post it on Facebook. And not only am I going to do that, I'm going to draw it of people that are on Facebook. I'm going to take their pictures and draw them. That'll get them to be interested, because I'm drawing pictures of them. And it worked. It worked in two ways. One, I was getting feedback and people liked it. Two, since I had all of the pictures in chronologic order, I was able to see my progress. I could literally see myself getting better week by week, month by month. And that was extremely motivational. So, I mean, this is a broad question. If it's something like building up a skill, find a way so that you can track your progress so that you know if you're getting better. Because it'll be encouraging to you because you'll actually see the progress. And it's very hard to know if you're getting something better without tracking it somehow. And involve people. Find a way to involve other people. Find a way to make it fun, and hopefully you'll be able to do it. If it's more motivational because you're not able to even figure out what you want or what you want to do, I mean, that's hard, but just keep an eye out. If you see an opportunity, take a risk. Do it. Do something that seems like it might be fun. Maybe something that you wouldn't normally do. Just try something. Just something to change what you're doing. And you might hate it. You might not like what you're doing. But you just have to try to get new experiences, and then things can bud out from that. But now I'm talking so vaguely that I'm not even sure that's going to help, because it, whatever. Alright, moving on. Thank you for the question. Okay, Gun Runner. Have you ever had any jobs other than graphic designer? I've had 2 jobs. They were both dishwashing jobs. One of them I had for 8.5 years. Basically the tail end of high school. Then there was a gap before I went to college, and then my entire way through college. And it was working at the college that I eventually ended up going to. So basically, the second I graduated, I was done, because I just couldn't bear to, be at the college that I graduated with and still dishwashing. And I might have to go back to a job like that again if things don't work out, but for right now, I'm just trying to avoid that, because it didn't really bother me for, the first 4 years that I had that job, but then, damn, did it get terrible. I really did not like working there. But it's just, it can be a little bit soul-crushing, and I'm sure a lot of people in those jobs know what I'm talking about. And you know what? That job actually wouldn't have been too bad if I was allowed an MP3 player. But 1, I didn't own one, and 2, we weren't allowed to have music or anything. And it wasn't as bad as it could be, because one of my best friends also, he still works there. And we had a ninja game that we played. When I first started working there, the floor was slippery. And it was one of those big industrial dishwashers. So as long as no one was watching, I would wash dishes, you feed it, throw, and go to the end, I would slide back and forth. That was actually fun. I'm just lucky I didn't bust my ass. But again, that was playing the ninja game, sliding back and forth. Those were a way that me and my friends made a horrible job fun. And if you can do that, it'll help. And I probably would have gone crazy if I wasn't also in college, because I knew that I was at least trying to work towards something. Even though it kind of only worked out for 1.5 years, and now I can't seem to find a job there or anything. Okay, I'm going to have to make a break here. I will continue this next time. I will answer the rest of the questions.